and Celia Kameni. Thank you so much for all of your In the Name Of suggestions, for all of your messages and good wishes. It's good night from me, it's good night from producer Gregor. I'll be back next week, of course, but for now we'll hand you over to the very capable hands of BBC Radio 5 Live.
BBC News at midnight, this is Jason Kay. The first of millions of COVID booster jabs have begun to be administered in the UK. NHS staff in England and Wales are being offered a third vaccination days after the government announced the scheme. Under the plans, people who are over 50 and those with certain health conditions will also be eligible for another jab, at least 6 months after their second dose. Dr. Nikki Kanani is a GP and the deputy lead for the National Vaccine Programme. She said it's important to protect those who are most vulnerable through the winter.
If you've had both doses and you're hitting the 6-month mark, it won't be long before you get called up to have your vaccine to give you some extra protection as we head into winter. And that's even more important for our frontline staff who have been working for an enormous amount of time against the odds through the pandemic. And as they go into the winter, we want them as protected as possible.
The Scottish Government has asked the Army for help to deal with long ambulance waiting times. Opposition politicians have highlighted serious delays, including reports of a man who died after waiting for 40 hours. Jamie McNamee is from the Unite Union and a paramedic.
Our biggest issue at the moment is getting to patients and then having them offloaded at the hospital. We've got a number of vehicles that queue up every day, and the complication there is that whilst our crews are with the patient, there's no clinical handover, there's still dozens and in some occasions hundreds of treble 9 calls going unanswered.
2 men have been charged with the murder of the journalist Lyra McKee, who was shot during rioting in Londonderry in 2019. The men aged 21 and 33 were arrested yesterday morning. The retailer John Lewis says it's chartering a fleet of ships to make sure its Christmas stock arrives on time. The company, which includes the supermarket Waitrose, has posted a pre-tax loss of £29 million for the first half of this year, a big improvement on losses over the same period in 2020. Here's our business correspondent, Emma Simpson.
For months now, retailers have been grappling with a host of supply chain issues. The chairman of the John Lewis Partnership, Sharon White, said the business was throwing everything it had at tackling the problems.